So this morning we've got to do a bit of sorting. I bought a load of racking, all sorts really. This is what I think it was one tall single bay, but it had been cut down. But either way, we've made it into decent length across the whole building. I'm hoping we'll be able to get all this insulation up on top. There's sofas in there, a mattress, and 50 odd sheets of Kingspan. So let's hope we can get it all up on there. I know it's not bolted down, and yes, there's probably meant to be more bracing, but this is all relatively lightweight and it's not going anywhere. This is kind of an extra deep type as well. On this older style, these cross braces, I think these shelves are meant to be boarded out. You can see those ones go in there with self-tappers and things like that. So I've got a bunch of those we can put them in. I don't think they would drop out. In the same sale, I picked up these, which are amazing. These are drying racks for spray painting. I think I paid £20 for both on casters. So when we do set up to do all of our internal joinery, built-ins, kitchens, we can spray them, get them all on these racks. It looks like whoever had them before just put masking tape on each one. And then I guess you can just freshen it up that way. So I needed to take a break from doing the cabin. It's just sometimes gets a bit boring when you're on your own doing the roofing and messing around with big long lengths of timber. Change of scenery. I'm going to try and tidy up after the pigs because we're going to make the most of the fact that they're down in the meadow, and I really need to sort out the mess they made slash the tidying they did. All of this was where the tyres used to be piled. When we arrived, it was just the dumping ground, so the pigs have kind of sifted through it, brought all sorts to the top, rags, clothes, no bones thankfully, but now all that's out, I can kind of go through it and level it out a bit like it always used to be, because it's just eroded and been shifted around over the years. I haven't got a mini digger. If I did, that would probably be the tool for the job, but for now I'm going to try the bucket on the front of the loader. Right, bit of an explainer. How we're getting on with the earth moving. Or earth smoothing. Smoothing and moving. So a bit of background. For years, if not decades, there has been a huge dumping ground here. Various bits, but mainly soil. And all the tyres from the silage clamps were stored here. So it's just built up over time. It used to be the same height as the yard through there, because obviously it was the same field. So all we're doing is just kind of shifting and smoothing it back out. And the pigs have been in here, so they bump things around. You can see here, bottom of this pylon where the field used to get to. I'm going to use some of the soil as well, just where there's a few dinks out in the field. Most of it was here before, but sometimes Matilda's been out there wallowing and just rooting up. Good progress so far. I mean, it looks way more drastic than it really is. We're almost down to original level. Remember, I put this fence in, this electric wire was up from the ground. So obviously the pigs have just shifted a lot of their stuff as well. And we've dumped a load of stuff here. The capacity of that bucket at the front, I mean, one, if you're using a digger, you'd be having to load it into the dumper. And yes, Humpty Dumpty could come out, but I don't really trust it because there's no brakes on it. Well, not good enough anyway, no handbrake, so I wouldn't want to park it up and load it and then, yeah. Anyway, but this actually is probably 3-4 wheelbarrows at a time. And even if you're using a digger, you'd be constantly moving it. So I'm only having to handle things once, which is good. That said, the most useful thing of all is the boom, because you can get it in and then boom through, and yes, it pushes back the vehicle, because the boom's stronger than your wheels friction on the floor, but it still gets in there and helps. So it's going all right.